What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. So we talked about this over the weekend, but disgraced former Teen Mom 2 star David Eason got a new charge thrown at him by the local police department. Okay, you guys. At first, he was facing a misdemeanor child abuse charge, but as the investigation continued on, the police discovered that they have enough evidence to charge David with an additional crime, and that crime being a felony assault by strangulation. Remember, when Jace ran away for like the fourth time and he wound up in hospital, he was noted as having allegedly had bruising on his neck and on his arms. It made no sense for him to have bruising on his neck. I know a lot of us were wondering, where did those bruises come from? Sometimes parents get frustrated and they snatch up the child by the two arms. You know what I mean? But the neck, that is just really, truly flagrant, right? So thankfully, it turns out that there's enough information there, evidence there for David to be charged with this felony. Very, very serious charge now. I did do a live stream about this when the news broke, so make sure to check that out if you haven't already, where we go over the type of prison sentence that a charge like this can carry if convicted. Okay, you guys. Now let's get into David's long-suffering, trifling wife, Jenelle Evans, right? So you would think that a woman who claims to be the mother to this child would be disgusted to be laying up in bed with a man who allegedly did this to her child, right? Like, would you not kick this man out of the house, protect your child at all costs? Hang on, don't I have a photo of her campaigning for children to be saved or whatever? I just know I do, right? So wouldn't this woman, who is supposed to be some kind of savior and some kind of advocate for children being saved from ABUSC, wouldn't she kick that man out of her home and everything? Well, no. We already saw that she went online. She made a huge Instagram post full of photos, very, very, very intimate photos of her and David, where she is praising him for protecting her. She went online and she claimed that CPS was protecting she and her trifling dog-killing unemployed husband from Jace, right? She really went hard against him. And now she continues to defend the hell out of David Eason, to the point where the local police department is saying, listen, Jenelle, call us one more time. We freaking dare you, and we will lock you up right alongside your husband. And Jenelle went online to rant about that. So I've got the screenshots, don't you worry. But it's just so fascinating how hard she's going to protect this man and how she's done literally nothing to protect her alleged son, right? Like, it's truly baffling. So we went over this screenshot in my live stream where she said, hey, as usual, everything always has to lead back to her mother, Barbara, right? She's like, if you've been colluding with my mother, I'm going to expose you in a documentary. I'm going to talk about my childhood in a documentary, blah, blah. We went over that. It's just foolishness. And now let's get into the next thing that she posted, where she talks about how they threatened her with jail time. So this is Jenelle's Facebook page. It's verified and everything. It says, can't even call for concerns about them causing mass chaos because I get threatened to get thrown in. Nice. You're right. It is nice, Jenelle, and I do hope they throw you in jail. It's okay. You will all see the light eventually. The delusion of it all. So it seems as though Jenelle is pissed off that the news of David catching a felony got out before she and David could get ahead of the story. And so she was calling them upset that the press caught wind of this story, got this information, and it seems like, Jenelle, when she's pissed, I imagine she was probably like threatening them and just going wild, right? And harassing them as well. And they said, no, you're not going to call us and harass us. We're going to throw you in jail. And I do believe that Jenelle should tread lightly, because don't forget, this investigation is still not done. And when TMZ first announced the story, they said that the police are also looking into Jenelle, right? There is a possibility that she could also catch one of these charges as well. Because according to TMZ, this alleged assault, was captured on video. And allegedly, in this video, you see Jenelle watching everything go down and doing nothing to protect her alleged son. So that could warrant its own set of criminal consequences. So for her to be trying to harass the police department and everything like that, when she still doesn't know her fate, when this case still isn't closed, and when she still is potentially looking at catching a charge, she's a joke. She really is, you know? And not only that, just the way that she's been acting online, harassing her child to the point where a judge had to say, listen, I'm putting you on a gag order. You got to stop harassing this child on the internet and speaking about this case. I really do hope that that's ultimately what winds up happening before this investigation concludes, that Jenelle catches a charge right alongside David. So then she went on to claim to be some sort of an introvert. Are you really an introvert if no one likes you? Or is that just the consequence of people not liking you? Serious question. Here's her direct quote. Sometimes I'm such an introvert. And remember, I have this fan base that I can connect with on a positive level. I appreciate everyone's support through all of this. I'm hanging in there. Girl, I'm not even going to say anything about that because it is just foolishness. So now, shout out to the Teen Mom Reddit page. They got a screenshot of a dirty delete that Jenelle did where she really attacked her local police force. She called them corrupt and everything. Let's go. I live in the most corrupt place in the world. It's funny how biased people are against us. When the truth comes out, I hope you feel stupid. I cannot stand where I live. The Fed should be looking into all the corruption I've dealt with for years with the law enforcement of North Carolina. Definitely moving when all of this is said and done. Can't wait. 100 emoji, hashtag fresh start. Hashtag family first. Family first has to be the funniest hashtag there because family first means protecting your child from his alleged abuser, girl. But I digress. But, you know, the fact that Jenelle, someone who's caught so many charges and has never really faced any real jail time and consequences of these charges, is claiming that there's like corruption against her is insane to me. David as well. David was facing a lot of charges even within the past few years, and everything was dropped. CPS, the legal stuff. Like the system is not against you guys. You guys are just terrible people who keep on getting in trouble. And I think it's so fascinating how these people, what other people are suffering from corruption or police abuse or this, that, and the other, they're out here talking about, oh, back the blue, I bleed blue, blue lives matter. Don't get into trouble and nothing will happen to you. But then when it's their turn, right, all of a sudden the police are corrupt. I'm sorry, girl, but please, if anything, you should have caught a charge that day that you were rolling around stalking a man with your gun out, pulled on him with your child in the car with you, and you didn't, even after you left that gun unattended and everything around this child. Like, come on, what a complete and utter joke. I really, truly hope that her local police department is taking note of everything going on online, everything that she's doing to undermine this investigation and this case that was put together specifically to protect her alleged child. She wants it thrown out. She wants it destroyed. She doesn't want this child to be protected. Okay? Please take a look at this and charge this woman. She truly deserves it. She truly needs it. And you know what? While we're here, Barbara, you should file a restraining order against her too. The way that she is so obsessed with harassing you, I feel like Jenelle is cyber harassing Barbara. And if I were Barbara, I'd be trying to get a little, order put in place so that this woman has to stop talking about me. Stop harassing me on the internet. At this point, Jenelle, when you're 30 something years old with multiple kids of your own, you've got to own up to what kind of life you decided to create for yourself and stop blaming everything on your mother. The stories your alleged kids are going to be able to tell about you, girl, whatever you want to say about Barbara pales in comparison. One day, you guys, one day, these kids are going to open up and talk about the reality of this woman. Whew, trust and believe. Anyway, as usual, shout out to you, Jace. Congratulations on David catching a felony. I hope he goes to prison, and I hope that makes Jace feel happy. It makes him feel hopeful and optimistic that he will be protected here. That his case is being taken seriously. And to the rest of the kids stuck there on the swamp, hang in there. Hopefully, CPS and the police are coming to save you next. Anyway, guys, that does that. Let me know what you thought about Jenelle's rant and how you think that could affect the outcome of the CPS and the police investigation into her as well, because it is a very real threat that she too can be charged in all of this. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.